we're really grateful to SOCAP for opening up a space like this for an organization like Fòs Feminista to really just tell a bit of our story. And I want to start that story today having you imagine that you're an investor. Imagine some of you are investors, and you're on a Zoom call with 3 women from an international nonprofit organization that's dedicated to gender, health, and justice. And they're pitching to you to invest $5 million into a fund that seeks to offer loans to locally based civil society organizations in the global South. Now, these are resources that will finance access to sexual and reproductive health services and products for the most vulnerable groups. You ask yourselves, are they in the right place? Shouldn't they be looking for a grant from a foundation? Can local movement-based organizations actually take on and repay debt? But you indulge, it's an engaging conversation, you listen, and you wait to share your candid feedback. So let's switch perspectives for a moment. You are my colleagues and me. You've been working for the last 11 years hand in hand with nonprofit organizations that are dedicated to sexual and reproductive health, rights, and justice. And they're making the bold decision to continue their work in the face of relentless funding cuts by embracing social entrepreneurship. You have seen them build clinics that reach the most vulnerable people while attracting paying customers. You have seen them purchase and distribute millions of contraceptives at accessible prices. They've created solutions to bridge some of the biggest gaps in health, gender justice, and equity in their countries. And they've done that while generating hundreds of thousands, at times millions of dollars. You know that they are ready and able to grow, to innovate, and to reach more women and girls. And you know that they can do that with innovative financing. Rather, you know that they can't do it without. So I work with my lovely colleagues here at Fòs Feminista. We are an international alliance of more than 180 organizations across 35 countries in the global South. We're all dedicated to advancing sexual and reproductive health, rights, and justice for women, girls, and gender diverse people. The majority of our partners are grassroots, women-led organizations with deep roots in their communities, and 2 and 3 operate on budgets of less than $500,000 per year. This movement, as you might know, has traditionally been funded by grants and by international aid. But also, as you know, unfortunately, the availability of that type of funding is directly linked to priorities that are set by governments and decision makers in the global North. And with a topic like sexual and reproductive health, that availability is all the more volatile. But that only served to motivate us further. About a decade ago, we began working with our partners to understand how can we sustain their work? How can we help to decrease the risk of interruption to really critical care that can impact the most marginalized groups? And we found that answer and that solution in social innovation, entrepreneurship, and financing. In 2019, thanks to the very generous support of the Virginia B. Toolman Foundation, and with the backing of our board of directors, which actually our previous board chair is in here in the audience and helped us launch this, we launched our incubator program, which has offered technical accompaniment to help build, test, and launch earned income models linked to sexual and reproductive health for more than 30 organizations. These are initiatives such as an e-commerce platform in the Dominican Republic that offers contraceptives in rural areas of the Dominican Republic, or early cervical cancer screening for low-income women in Guyana. Shortly thereafter, we launched our Feminist Impact Fund, which pools together our own financing with capital from external investors to be able to offer low-interest loans to our partners who are ready to scale those successful social enterprise models. With the incredible support of partners like the Ford Foundation and the Packard Foundation, we've been able to deploy almost $4 million across 16 loans, financing initiatives such as the construction of reproductive health clinics in Belize and Bolivia, deploying mobile health units to far-reach areas of Paraguay, and financing a network of microcredit for small private providers in Africa. Collectively, these initiatives have been able to distribute more than 700,000 additional sexual and reproductive health services to almost 100,000 individuals, the majority of which are women and girls. And they've generated $5.3 million in earned revenue for these partners. demonstrating that it is indeed possible for organizations that are in the civil society sector, in the Global South, and focused on sexual and gender justice to be able to generate cash flow, take on debt to scale social enterprise, and multiply their impact. However, we know we must do more. Right now, the availability of women's health funding across the world is fickle and fragile. In a matter of months, we have seen $600 million in cuts to global family planning and reproductive health programming, unraveling decades of progress towards achieving health outcomes. It's times like these where urgency truly does become our greatest ally. And this only serves to deepen our resolve, to continue to work together to uncover and find ways to resource and support the resiliency of actors in this space. We're incredibly and deeply proud to be advancing this impact forward with our philanthropic and our impact investing partners who really do understand the entrepreneurial spirit of the civil society sector. And we're excited to ignite a conversation today to invite you to join us. Let's open up the impact investing space more to unexpected and new actors that can bring fresh and transformative ideas to be able to create exponential impact across the world. Thank you.